What's cracking, everybody? XehrFelrose here, bringing you some Pokemon Go Battle League content. Today's video is all about gameplay improvement instead of the usual showcasing. We're going to be taking a look at some games here in the Master League sent in by Professor Broke, who sent in his team with Dialga, Kyogre, and Origin. Palkia without Spatial Rend, probably like many trainers, wasn't able to get a good one with Spatial Rend and built one with Draco Meteor, which I completely respect. Hopefully someday we get to TM it because I've got a Dialga without Roar that needs to be built in TM. But anyway, we're going to get into these games, provide some feedback on improving the gameplay, unlike usual when we're just going for shoutcasting. So, mirror lead in this game, the thing that I want to point out here is that the Dialgas should, I believe, both be best buddied, and this Dialga here is a 98, 15, 15, 14, I believe, based on the CP. Iron Heads on both sides here. This is going to be basically a draw depending on who gets the luck of the coin toss on the Dragon Breaths here. But the extra 1 HP on the other opponent's Dialga is actually kind of important. Now, they're going to come in with a Mewtwo here, and Mewtwo does win Charge Attack priority, and they decide to throw right away. Both trainers throwing their moves right away. When it comes to switches, the timing is all weird, so I'm not going to be particularly mad about somebody missing out on timing here. But going for 3 and then the Surf here is perfect timing. That's going to actually be the ideal timing. If you're a 3-turn move throwing into a 2-turn move, you just want to throw it on odds. Now, the opponent coming in with Xerneas here, that's dangerous. Going to come in with Dialga here. Look to... Oh, you have to shield. Yeah, this is the only way you have to deal with this thing. We're going to look to get some energy, hopefully maybe land an Iron Head. The opponent swaps into their own Dialga to drop the debuff, and in comes the Palkia Origin. Now, Palkia Origin can safely go for a couple of Aqua Tails here. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know if a Moonblast fully knocks out from this range or if it's very close, but with the Dragon Breath that the Palkia took in the process, I think that might make up the difference here. One Moonblast gets the shield here. Now, if the opponent knows what they can and can't take here, they will probably no-shield this Aqua Tail, in which case this game would be a loss. So let's see what the opponent decides to do. They shield the Aqua Tail! If they don't get a perfect farm here, the opponent goes for the KO. Oh, the Dialga gets the Iron Head here. This works out very huge in Professor Broke's favor here, because the opponent not shielding that second Aqua Tail would have allowed them to win the game. But thankfully, they shielded it. We'll take the win there. Getting into the next game, a Landorus on the lead. This is a very nasty lead. I imagine we're going to see a safe switch into the Palkia Origin, which we do. Oh, the weak connection. Get out of here. Look at the Dragon Breath. No, I'm not even going to be able to say anything about this because you should be able to win this matchup. You should be able to win this matchup, but the game literally forces you to lose like 3-4 Dragon Breaths. Dude. You don't want to talk about state of the game right now. I hope they fix this stuff. This is ridiculous. I'm pretty sure these were played on an iPhone too. So that's not even an excuse for like Android versus iPhone. We're going to shield Spatial Rend and get the farm down. Unfortunately, not able to take switch advantage. The opponent's going to come back in with the Landorus, and that's a Sandsear. I like the no shield here, knowing that we're kind of hard countered. Going to try to go for this Iron Head potentially. The opponent's going to need to go... Okay, so we're trying to catch the Sandsear. The opponent comes in with their Origin Dialga, and Blizzard, hello? Please land the Blizzard. Please land the Blizzard. Please, please. Please land the Blizzard. If I could have one thing today, I want it to be this Blizzard landing. Please. Okay, some lag. Not really appreciating the lag here, but got him! Let's go, dude. We take him out. I know it's supposed to be gameplay feedback, but for the most part, this has all been kind of cut and dry stuff so far. Just kind of enjoying the moment, as it were. The opponent's going to get farmed down here. It's a good game. That was pretty well played. It was very close, and really the lag is what made it bad. All right, next game we get Dialga and Ho-Oh. So you have two better answers in the back. I would like to see a swap in the good. Okay, so we see the Palkia swap. The opponent comes in with their Origin Palkia, and it's going to be a bit of a tough one. I think you want to definitely make sure that you're at least building all the way up to the Spatial Rend before you go ahead and throw that Aqua Tail. You should definitely shield here for switch. I know shielding an Aqua Tail feels terrible, but you absolutely need... Oh, the opponent shields, they get switch advantage. This is dangerous. Like, you really, really wanted switch advantage. All right, thankfully, the opponent decides not to go down a shield. If the opponent had decided to go down a shield there, that would have been really dangerous, because not having Kyogre on this Ho-Oh, that probably means they have another really hard answer to Kyogre in the back, which means I would anticipate they're going to try and swap into it. That is not a hard answer to Kyogre in the back. What the actual heck? Blizzard? 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 Hello? Blizzard? Hello? Blizzard? Blizzard? Have a Blizzard, Zygarde! Oh! Bro, I'm supposed to be giving gameplay feedback, and I'm just enjoying Professor Brook landing all these Blizzards, dude! Ah! Oh, what shields? We don't need those. Good game, trainer. Oh, that was beautiful. All right, let's see if we can actually provide some actual feedback. All right, so this is a great lead here. Because of the steel typing on Dialga, you absolutely kind of manhandle Palkia. Now, the opponent going into a Snarlzation, I don't know what the correct way to go about this is, only because, I mean, Kyogre absolutely needs to come in here just because of the fact that it needs to stay away from that Palkia, right? So, like, I guess you go for the Iron Head at this point, but you've already gone down to Shield. You cannot use, you over-farming, like, way too much here, because we want to make sure that we're firing off these Iron Heads before the opponent's going to be able to get, like, it's not, like, you need to keep the Dialga on their Palkia, if that makes sense. So not going so far into shields in your Dialga, now you don't really have a good answer anymore for the Palkia. The opponent could absolutely find a way around this if they have something in the back that can counter the Palkia, because now the only way that you deal with the Palkia easier, I mean, we could be goated and land another Blizzard here, but the Palkia is really the thing that's going to need to take care of this. Now, okay, all right. I'm just going to say the opponent's Ho-Oh just bailed them out of this game. So absolutely good to see this here. The opponent having a Ho-Oh in the back just makes this absolutely winnable, because this is going to either allow the Palkia to farm down after a Brave Bird, which it does, and then they can just go probably for, oh, no, you have to go for Aqua Tail. Going for the Aqua Tail here, but you got to land the Blizzard, and I think that with the Aqua Tail and a couple of Dragon Breaths, that Blizzard is absolutely attainable. The opponent getting a Spatial Rend off, I don't even know that Spatial Rend fully knocks out here because it's neutral, so if we just go for this Blizzard, I think that's a good game. Yeah, the Spatial Rend's not enough, homie. It's not enough. We got to go for the Blizzard. Once again, Kyogre with Blizzard. All right, if you guys are taking anything out of this game, anything at all out of this video, it's run Blizzard Kyogre, okay? It's real. Okay, this is a really awkward matchup. With Dragon Tail, I think that it might be a little bit better for the Gyarados, because the Aqua Tail spam was something that allowed it to kind of flip this matchup. Or if we get a defense drop with the Crunch, but them letting that go, oh, and then they go for, hold on, did they go for Crunch? They had to go for Crunch, right? There's no way they just, okay, I was gonna say there's no way they just blind throw Aqua Tail into that, but we're going to be able to get into the Kyogre here. The opponent's going to be able to go for another Crunch, but we are going to see a farm down here, and the opponent not even swapping out. So maybe, did they not have an answer in the back to Kyogre? There's Machamp? Hello? Okay, well, I haven't seen too many of these recently, but it's good to see this here. Damage registration error coming in clutch here, allowing us to get to that second Surf. The opponent, or they could have lived it on 1 HP, I guess, but basically what damage registration error is that if you have a 2-turn move like Counter, and one of you has a 2-turn move, the other has a 3-turn move like Waterfall, you should be able to throw the counter and the damage should register before a charge move goes off on the Surf, or on the Waterfall user's side. So the fact that if they can get 2 counters in, but also get that move off, that means the damage registration has not worked correctly. So there's a Ho-Oh here, and it doesn't matter because you could just use 2 shields, get Dialga to a Draco Meteor at this point, and this is just a win. So I even think an Iron Head would probably be enough after all these Dragon Breaths, but up to Professor, you know, he's just gonna go for the farm down, dude. It doesn't matter. That is great. Now, I really haven't seen any real major gameplay issues here. Most of it's just been kind of like happenstances, right? But they're still entertaining. All right, so this is actually a good lead because the Origin Dialga loses charge attack priority to the non-Origin Dialga, which is kind of wild, but I mean, it's because the attack stat on the regular Dialga is higher than the Origin. Origin just has more bulk, so it trades a little bit of attack for bulk of the opponent and this trainer. I mean, they might be just going for Roar of Time, but This is an easy win the matchup. Oh, they went for the Roar of Time. See, I wish I had one that could do that. I wish I had one that could do that. And the thing is here is that this is a very good matchup for Dialga. And unfortunately, now we have to go down both shields just to deal with a stupid Zygarde, man. I hate it. But we're going to go for a move here at some point. Overfarming would have been nice to throw a move here. Really not sure what that energy might have been used for. But definitely, like, overfarming is good. Having energy is good. But the problem with it is that, unfortunately, we have to use it on the thing in front of us sometimes. I don't mean that in a rude way. Like, it's just like, you want to be able to make sure that you can throw some of that energy, get a shield, do something to be able to flip that game back in your favor somewhat. The opponent's got 2 shields, and if they have a counter to Kyogre like that, I mean, yeah, there's not much we're going to be able to do here. Kyogre maybe can go for that Hail Mary Blizzard, and I don't really know where else we're going to be able to go from here, but because 2 Iron Heads is not going to, even 1 Iron Head is not going to be enough. Going for the Surf Bait. Opponent is massively over farming. They may even have Draco Meteor themselves, not Spatial Rend. Okay. Yeah, this is just a loss, unfortunately, unless this opponent just decides to let this move go, which would be kind of wild in my opinion. Yeah, no. So, throwing some of that energy at the Zygarde, I think that the Palkia in the back just on its own is a lose condition just in general. So, Tyranitar in the lead. Oh man, I need them to bring Shadow Tyranitar back. Now, unless that was a reactionary swap, that is not a swap that should have been made. I think staying in was much better here. Even though technically, yeah, we have 2 water types in the back, it would have been better to stay in a little bit longer. Unless that was a reaction swap to the opponent swapping, then by all means, that was a good swap. Going for the full set Draco Meteor, the opponent appears to have lagged out of this match, so there's not really much to be said here except for that lead, where I think that it would have been better to stay in for a little bit. Rough up that Tyranitar just a bit and see what the opponent wants to do, because what likely would have happened here is the opponent would have likely swapped out, and I mean, they still would have swapped out immediately, but they would have swapped out into Dialga, and knowing that you have Kyogre and Palkia in the back means that maybe it would have been better off to just leave them here to be able to handle the Tyranitar in the end game, and then just leave Dialga to do a lot of damage. Maybe bring in the Kyogre after perhaps landing an Iron Head or a Draco Meteor, and then letting Kyogre do some work to get rid of the Lugia. And then we have, a more fluent, we still have all of our Pokemon alive, and then you still have Palkia. And I mean, yeah, that Duskmane would have been kind of rough in the back, but Palkia with shields up can handle this. I feel like at some point in this game there would have been shields. Now, I don't know if the opponent just straight lagged out of the match here, or if they just closed the app out of frustration. I'm not really sure, but you hate to see it regardless, right? Because this stuff happens to people, no matter what happens. Like, I've had several games where it's just like, oh, you make a swap or something happens and now you're lagging out the whole game. So, game state sucks. Let's just go with that. Oh, in the next game here, we're going to have Dialga swap immediately into the Kyogre now, and in comes Lugia. Now, this is a winnable matchup, I believe, for the Kyogre, just because of the sheer amount of damage that its Surf Waterfall does, and if it lands that Blizzard. The opponent's not building up to an Aeroblast, so there's no need to shield this first move here. Building up to the Blizzard, baiting with a Surf would probably be the call I would make here, but I do respect just full sending it. But the thing is that even if they don't shield the first Surf, they probably got to shield at least the second one, and now it's going to come down to whether or not the opponent wants to shield a second time. They do probably want switch advantage here, but I don't know if they're going to be able to get it. I think Kyogre just farms down here. Oh, it's a simultaneous KO! Oh, that's even worse, man! Now you got to pick a coin flip and see, hopefully you don't land it on the wrong thing. So the opponent's going to come in with their Zygarde here, and Palkia is going to come in. So it looks like, I mean, Dialga could have some play here. But waiting until the absolute last second, then you just end up just like, okay, I'm just going to pick one now. It always feels bad to have to shield that, to be honest. But going for Aqua Tail here, I like this overfarm. Like I said, the overfarm is good. It's just, we have to, throw that energy. Now, I really like the bring into Dialga here, because that's going to allow it to get a energy head start on this Ho-Oh. And even though it's Iron Head, right, the opponent kind of has to respect it. And thankfully they do. So what are they going to do? Throw Sacred Fire here? I think you just let it go and save the shield for Palkia. And then you let Palkia just get up to 2 Aqua Tails, and that should be enough. The opponent just straight sends the Brave Bird. I don't know how well that would have worked out for them. I think maybe they were hoping it would knock out. I think I still save the shield for Palkia here, even though I know you get a guarantee. Oh no, we threw the Iron Head. We thought that was going to knock out. I feel the pain, man. I feel the pain. That was absolutely I thought that was going to knock out and it didn't, and I feel, oh man, that sucks. But good comeback anyway. It's like you thought the Dragon Breath was going to knock out and you wanted to hit the Aqua Tail right away before you get knocked out. So that makes sense. Good game. Okay, going into this next one, we got Dragon out of the lead. So this is a very good lead for Dialga because the super effective Dragon Breath's going into neutral, right? They're going to go in with a Ho-Oh, and we're going to get a little bit of energy lead, and I like it. We're going to come in with the Kyogre here and look to just completely disassemble this Ho-Oh at the seams. They're going to have to go for a Sacred Fire into a Brave Bird here, not even getting in the attack drop. 3. Okay, so the opponent goes straight for their Brave Bird. I think that the amount of energy that's on this Kyogre, though, is absolutely worth this shield. This is a good shield here, because you can still, like, complete... Oh, we're for full... Please. Please. Ah! Yes! Oh! Yes! And then there's Tapu Bulu in the back, and now everything is terrible. Oh, no, not a Bulu. That is the worst thing that you could have possibly seen in the back, dude. And they're saving shields. They're farming up. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. So you no-shield the first Madness every time. And now, if you can, try to catch the next one on the Palkia, maybe? Oh! Wait, can Palkia get to 2 now? Can it get to 2 Aqua Tails? If it gets to 2 Aqua Tails, we are chilling, dude. Can't swap out. It was charge attack priority. Quite unfortunate. Opponent is going to be able to go for another Madness here pretty quickly. They have they have close to 2 built. Banked. Can they? Wait. 1 Madness does not knock out Palkia. I think the Dragon Breath will be enough. And that's okay. When you're faced with a difficult Pokemon to deal with, doesn't matter because at least we have double resisted fast moves that are still doing damage. And that's something that I do like to point out once in a while is even though your damage is resisted, it's still doing damage. Amazing lead here into the Palkia. We want to probably keep switch and sick. Oh, this is it. Yep, we're good. We just RPS the person, and that's all good and fine. We're going to go for the Surf here right away. Not looking to give the opponent a chance to go for that Brave Bird, and they decide to shield. This is really nice because even though a Brave Bird, I believe, might be enough to knock out Kyogre from here, they're going for Sacred Fire. That always feels bad, plus the attack drop. Oh, no. Double shielding Kyogre, no! Everything has gone wrong in this mid-game. Hopefully we get that shield back against the Palkia with this Blizzard, though. Blizzard, absolutely going to do something here. Now, I think it would be wise here to just swap straight into the Dialga, perhaps. Because, yep, absolutely perfect. Because that forces the opponent's hand at the energy. If they get a full farm down on that Kyogre, it's just going to be a really, really bad time. Now, the opponent does have Zygarde in the back here. This is fine. We go for the Draco Meteor before they're going to be able to get to a move. And this is just Palkia's game now. Absolutely. Palkia gets to come in afterwards. I think that you want to maybe try to get the opponent's Zygarde to throw some energy into the Kyogre at some point. Waiting out the switch clock, maybe giving a chance to make a catch here. I like it a lot. Going to come in with the Palkia. The opponent probably is going to go for a couple of crunches here, hoping for those debuffs. Yep, there's the crunch. Did you get a debuff? No debuff. That's always nice. We just get up to that Spatial Ren. The opponent, I believe, should be out of option. No, they do have a catch attempt possible. Gonna just go for the Aqua Tail. I can respect it. Going for that damage here. The opponent's Palkia is pretty low. Coming in with the Kyogre here. Looking to get some damage in. Do these... Oh, you get to the Surf, please. Oh, no! But the opponent's not gonna have the energy. Does this KO? Do you KO with the Dragon Breath? No, the opponent had a crunch! Oh, no, dude. Oh, no. I think trying to get at least one of those caught on the Kyogre might have been the play there, but it's alright. Good game. Mighty awful lead against Therian Landorus in this next game here. Kyogre is going to come immediately in. We're not playing with the Palkia. The opponent staying in to go for that Sandsear so that they can swap in something to counter the Kyogre. They're coming in with Dialga. Now, normally, there's a Palkia in the back. So there's a very solid chance the opponent maybe is reading this scenario and saying, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Dialga and then get clapped by a Blizzard, which is exactly what I wanted to have happen because I love when Blizzards land. Fortunately, because of that debuff, it's not going to be enough, and the opponent looks to have a baby Dialga here, as their CP. The thing with CP is that you can always tell. Like, you can see that the dragon breaths are against the opponent are doing more than the ones that are incoming. And they just go for an Iron Head. Excuse me, no, you just full send the Draco Meteor there. After all that farm, you just got to full send it. They maybe thought they were going to get the 2. So, in comes the Landorus. They did throw just about right away. Going to be able to get to this Iron Head and force a shield off the opponent here. This is actually turning out to be a great game here. Now, going into the Palkia, gonna have to take a debuff. It's gonna be down to the opponent what they have in the back. I think that this trainer might be looking to expect that there is that Palkia, but no, in fact, it is Dragon Tail Groudon. Oh boy, this is gonna be rough. All right, so even with an attack debuff, the opponent's gonna go ahead and give up their final shield here on this. Oh my goodness, this is really close. So we have to shield up. It's just Fire Punch, and it feels so bad to shield a Fire Punch on Palkia. Do you just go for the Draco Meteor? No, you got to go for the Aqua Tails. It is super effective, even though it's debuffed. You got to hope, though, that the opponent's not going to be able to get to the Spatial Ren, or the Spatial Ren, this has to be just Fire Punch, right? There's no way that they're at Precipice right now. Okay, it's just Fire Punch looking to get some chip damage off. They get the farm down. Now it's going to come down to the Landorus. It does not have a move, and that's a good game. Very nicely played. Excuse me. Oh, cough came out of nowhere at the end there. Anyway, I know that a lot of this was like some hype about the blizzard on Kyogre, but I tried as much as I could to try and put some feedback in there. So Professor Broke, if you are watching this video, I do hope that this was helpful to you. And in the future, trainers, I have altered my Google form for submitting battles if you'd like to. There is a Google Doc in the description and the pinned comment that you can go ahead and fill out with some battles. And if you're looking for feedback on your battles too, I'm definitely not opposed to putting a video out and doing a feedback, you know, critique corner or whatever you want to call it. There's plenty of other content creators who do something like it, but that's an option too if anybody's down for it. But just letting y'all know here, we're gonna get out of this battle. My brain is gone. I'm just, outro is not here. Thank you guys for watching this one. We'll catch you in the next one. There it is. I got there. Bye.